The Boston Celtics entered last season as the undisputed title favorites, carrying what many called the league's most talented roster, top to bottom. They didn't disappoint in the regular season either, finishing with 61 wins, steamrolling their way to the second-best record in the Eastern Conference, just a hair behind the Cavaliers. On the surface, it looked like the start of a new dynasty. But while the team was racking up wins and highlight reels, behind the curtain, a financial storm was brewing. The NBA's new collective bargaining agreement, the one specifically designed to punish super teams who tried to outspend the competition, hit Boston harder than almost anyone. Second apron penalties weren't just a nuisance, they were a guillotine hanging over every decision the front office made. This wasn't like the old days where deep pocket owners could shrug off the luxury tax. These new rules had teeth. They cut away team-building flexibility piece by piece. No mid-level exceptions, no cash in trades, no aggregating contracts, no buyout market steals. And if you stayed above the line long enough, you could kiss your draft picks goodbye. For a roster like Boston's, built on multiple All-Stars with max-level salaries, it was catastrophic. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's combined contracts already locked the team into financial quicksand. Add in Kristaps Porzingis' extension, Jrue Holiday's new deal, plus Derek White's looming payday, and suddenly the payroll ballooned. It wasn't about whether the team could afford it. It was about whether the rules would even allow them to breathe. Remember when the Lakers faced similar issues after their 2020 championship? They gutted their roster to avoid tax penalties and never recovered. The Celtics might be heading down that same dangerous path. You can already see the cracks forming in what was once a perfect basketball machine. The front office knows they can't keep everyone, especially with Tatum eligible for a supermax extension soon. In their place, Anthony Simons and George Niang. Talented players, but at a fraction of the cost. The problem? Simons gives up almost everything Holiday provided on defense, the very foundation of Boston's identity. And Niang, while a solid shooter, can't protect the rim like Porzingis did. As one Reddit fan put it, Boston needs moves. This isn't the same machine we saw dominate last season. But maybe the most worrying part isn't who they lost. It's what these moves tell us about their future plans. The Eastern Conference isn't waiting around for Boston to figure things out. Milwaukee retooled. Cleveland is rising. The Knicks got tougher. Miami always finds a way to be relevant when it matters most. Philadelphia still hasn't beat, arguably the most dominant player in the league when healthy. The path to the finals just got a whole lot steeper for Boston. Tatum's Achilles injury couldn't have come at a worse time, casting a shadow over everything the team does next. Without his superstar, can they really compete with the rising Cavaliers or the Knicks team that knocked them out? Sure, they went 8-2 without him in the regular season, but playoff basketball is a different animal. When every possession matters, you feel the absence of a superstar like Tatum. His gravity on offense creates opportunities for everyone else. His improved defense has become a critical part of their scheme. Without him, everything falls apart. The front office now faces an impossible choice. Either push all in with a compromised roster or accept a rebuilding phase. Losing Al Horford cuts deeper than just his minutes on the court. He was the anchor of Boston's defensive schemes, the steadying presence in the locker room, and the rare big who could switch on to guards without breaking down the system. At 38, his numbers weren't eye-popping, but his leadership and ability to space the floor kept Boston balanced on both ends. Without him, the Celtics not only lose a veteran voice, but also a trusted playoff performer, the kind of guy who made their stars' jobs easier. His absence leaves a leadership vacuum and puts even more pressure on a front court already stripped of Porzingis. Every roster move Boston makes now is tangled with punishing tax implications that could weigh them down for years. Adding even a role player isn't just about fit, it's about millions in repeater tax penalties. But on the flip side, every player they let go cuts directly into their championship equity. Holiday's on-ball defense against elite guards? Gone. Porzingis' rim protection and spacing at the 5? Gone. Tatum's 30 points per game and ability to bend defenses. That's irreplaceable production, not something you patch together with a mid-level signing or veteran minimum flyer. Even with Jaylen Brown stepping up as a vocal leader and primary scorer, his growth doesn't erase those holes. As one Celtics blog piece bluntly put it, this isn't a retool, it's potentially a reset of Boston's timeline. Rival team sends blood in the water. The second apron forces Boston's hand, and the league knows it. Executives are already asking, is Anthony Simons just a stopgap to be rerouted for depth? Is Sam Hauser, one of their few cost-controlled shooters, now a trade chip? The longer we wait, the narrower the path back to contention becomes. What stings most for Celtics fans is the speed of the fall. Months ago, the talk was about parade routes in Banner 18. Now it's about luxury tax calculations, medical updates, and whether the front office can thread the needle without blowing up their core. Boston's not done competing, but the margin for error is razor thin, and the window that once looked wide open is close to a sliver.